Hey everybody, today we're going to be checking out the LEGO Ideas River Steamboat. This has 4,090 pieces, a suggested retail price of $330 US or 430 Canadian dollars. It is quite sizable. Like, look at this thing. It is 40 centimeters or 15.5 inches tall, 69 centimeters or 27 inches long. And it is sitting on a display stand. It is very easy to remove from said display stand, so that's pretty cool. It has a lot of moving features within, which are like all connected right down to like the hull of the boat, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna start by taking a look at the exterior, all those awesome moving features, and then we'll dive into the interior goodness as well. I can't think of a better place to start this review other than the paddle wheel, of course. It's on the back of the boat there, and it does move. So when we move it forward, it will rotate, and when we move it backward, it will rotate as well. Quite the Technic build, lots of pins involved. People board the boat via these two swinging stages on the front here, and we can actually raise those just by spinning these gear elements. So you can have them in the raised position, or of course you can have them deployed. And when you have them raised up there, you can actually see another play feature, which is the anchor. It's clipped to the front of the boat there, and we can also deploy that anchor and wheel it back up. Here's a closer look at that gear mechanism. Nothing too crazy, you just hand spin those gears. I was sort of surprised by that. And that is a string element that connects to these swinging stages there. There's another string element that actually makes its way around this entire deck. It starts right there, attaches to the midsection of the smokestack, and then makes its way all the way around. So it does have some intricate rigging there. One thing I will say though is there's a lot of slack left over at the end of that string. What would you do, everybody? Would you cut that excess slack to improve the overall aesthetic of the build, or leave it be? There is a reddish brown circular element right there topped with the reddish brown tile. When I spin that, it actually spins a steering wheel inside, and you can see the back rudder moving right there. So it's connected all the way through the ship, which is pretty impressive. And that, of course, is our wheelhouse. So when I open that door there, you can see the large steering wheel and a control panel, and you can see that steering wheel turning. It has a nice dark blue door, and I like the design with the upright clips and those tiles. It's really well tiled off. We have the flex tubing going around the perimeter and also ladder access on either side. We also have the smokestacks up front here, which have a really nice design. You'll note that all the decks are really well tiled off. You've got intricate tiling everywhere, and there's some stairs leading down to the deck below. This deck right here is known as the Texas deck. And this is some nice part usage. The croissants, however, the croissants do like to go like this very easily. You'll notice that some of mine might be not perfectly straight. That's because as soon as you touch this thing, well, the croissants like to move. But that's okay. I've got nothing against them, all right? We've got it nicely fenced off using all of those telescope elements and then the nougat color as well. So we've got a lot of neutral colors with the nougat, the light gray, the tan, and all that. Now, another thing that I'll note about this deck is the points of attachment aren't really solid. So when you take apart your model, because this thing is fully modular, you want to make sure it's all pushed down, but I find it hard to avoid these like little gaps. Taking a look at that paddle wheel again, it's really well framed with these white elements, and I just like this added detail of the bar. We have the name of the boat, which is Amelia, on the 2x6 printed element. There is a sticker sheet that was included in this set, but those ones are printed. There's an Amelia print piece on either side. We've got a nice texture there with the Palisade bricks and the dark brown windows, and then these white leaves. And I like this part usage right here as well. You can see these are like the wheel well elements. Very cool. And below the Palisade bricks, we've got some more texture there with the studs not on top of building technique, all those tiles, and also these. I just like the way that they were built and the way that these handrails were built into those and the way that they were just like clipped into place. You see that? It's a great studs not on top technique. I just like that. They like connect to the brackets that run underneath those telescopes. Very cool. So we saw the wheelhouse deck up top, then we have the Texas deck. This is the main deck, and on the very bottom we have the boiler deck. So we've got 4 decks on this steamboat, and it's completely modular, so all the decks can be removed. And it's sort of built with like layers. We have like the white, nice detailed exterior, and then inside, the next layer is the tan walls with the round windows and also doors to access the interior. When I lay the model on its side, that reveals the bottom of the boat, and you can see that it was constructed using some of the hull pieces, like those large pre-molded elements. And then we can also see the gear and the tire, which powers that paddle wheel. So of course, when I rotate the tire, it rotates the gears, and then the paddle wheel starts turning. I'm sorry, I'm just going to mention this one more time. I'm not a huge fan of the points of attachment on this floor. It just causes a little bit of a gap there. And the more that you take the boat apart to take a look at the awesome interior details, the worse that gap will become. But a way that you can solve it is just by removing the floor, putting it on a flat surface, and pushing down all your bricks, tiles, and plates. And maybe, and I'm saying maybe because I haven't really tested this yet, there should be another point of attachment on either side on both the front and back of the boat. Okay, I have one more thing that I have to bring to light, everybody. You see this piece right here? Mine came warped, and there's only one in the set, and it was in the very base of the boat. And if I didn't have a replacement for this, I wouldn't have been able to complete the build because the axle wasn't fitting through it. It wasn't adapting properly to the brick. It was a warped element. If I didn't have more pieces, it would have been detrimental. You would have had to wait for LEGO customer service to send you a new piece. Luckily for me, I had a LEGO Star Wars AT-ST Raider handy, and it happened to have one of those elements within, so I took it. All right, we've got the Texas deck here, looking pretty good. We already saw inside the wheelhouse there with the steering wheel and the control panel. We can remove this. The Technic element that powers the steering should come with it. We've got some bunks right here. So a couple bunks, and of course we can open this door as well to peer in through the door. And this is like a crew deck, so there is a little washroom here as well. You can see a sink, toilet, and shower. But just note the tiling everywhere, everybody. It is so clean. Like everywhere you go, there's a nice tile pattern. I am a huge fan of fully tiled off surfaces. That is awesome. I also like the element that they used for the faucet there. It's a pen. Who would have thought? Next up, below the Texas deck, we have the main deck, and that can be accessed just by removing this entire section, and the Technic element has to be removed as well. Should I mention it a third time? I guess so. We only have 4 studs holding that entire deck in place. But within, it's beautiful. Look at this. We've got a nice band there. You can see your first sticker element on the drum set there. I like the tables. They use the ice cream elements. And there's another sticker element right there. And that sticker element actually has an A-frame cabin on it. So that's a cool reference to the A-frame cabin set, which is, of course, a LEGO Ideas set. And I love the building technique used for these tables. You can see the backside of a 4x4 plate, which is pretty cool. We have the lighting above, and the chairs are really well constructed as well with some interesting part usage. And there is the glass door leading into the dining room there. Opposite the A-frame cabin picture, we've got 2 more sticker elements, the Bricksie band and also the menu. And then you can see there is a crew entrance right here, and that goes through the smokestack elements, so those actually continue upward through the boat. So that's the main deck, and we can access the boiler deck just by removing this interior. So this is going to pop out. There you go. You can sort of check out the dining room like that as well. I should show you this table. Pretty neat. You can pull that out, make a mess, and there you go. Pretty cool, right? And there's the chair. The part usage of that Technic element for the backrest is ingenious. Also, the table uses the new tulip element as the lamp, which is quite nice. So there's lots of windows on this boat, and as you're walking the exterior decks, you can sort of peek through the windows and see some of the interior details. So in the boiler room, you can see a little glimpse of the kitchen, and then also the steamboat museum. So you can see some of those details, which is pretty fun, right? Like we can peer through these windows here and see the band and also the bar. The kitchen, once again, sits below the smokestacks. We have the continuations of those black pillars. There is a fridge, a little countertop there, a sink, and a stove. And then we have that door access. And this is the Steamboat Museum. There's a couple sticker elements within. You can see a blueprint. And that is the blue sticker element on the wall there. And you can see some of the gears and all that stuff in there. Also a piston that can move when you rotate this gear. It's like one of those Technic pistons that you would commonly see in a Technic car. And right there, there's another sticker element as well, along with a caution sign. And what's really neat about all of this is it actually is connected to the wheel. So you're going to see that move as you move the boat backward and forward. And I love how they've created the museum story out of this. Like, guests can come in here, they can learn about the steamboat and all that, and they can check out the working steamboat engine. That's really neat. Also, this is that Technic element that runs all the way through the boat, top to bottom, and powers that rudder. So everybody, there we have the River Steamboat by Aaron Hall. He was the original fan designer, submitted it to LEGO Ideas, and now it's an official LEGO set. How cool is that? Congratulations, that is incredible. It's the next big transportation set. We got the Orient Express, we got the Titanic, we got the Concorde jet, and many others, and now we have the River Steamboat. Some people did say that, oh, it's sort of ugly, but I mean, it represents a river steamboat, so if you think river steamboats are ugly, well, then I guess you would consider the set to be ugly, because I think it does a great job of representing a river steamboat. You got the stand, you got all the different moving features within, so many good details, so many good part usages and just building techniques found within. It's amazing. One big thick construction manual there. It would be a fantastic partner build though, so if you're looking to build something with your partner, I would definitely recommend it. Thank you once again, LEGO, for providing this set early to reveal and review. I highly appreciate it. Now I'm going to place it somewhere in the studio, I guess. Let me know what you think of this set by commenting below. Please remember to subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future. And there we have it, everybody. The 4,090-piece LEGO Ideas River Steamboat.